Nothing shows off the power of new hardware like a racing game. Forza Motorsport 5 was one of the first titles we saw for the Xbox One back at the reveal, and now we're getting a closer look. Joining me here is Dan Greenewalt. Dan, you took your McLaren over from the briefing, decided to stop by our LA Live stage and show some new footage that we didn't see in the press conference. So let's just jump right in here and we can start to look at it and you can tell us a bit about what we're going to see here. One thing that I wanted to ask you about that you talked about on stage was this drive-atar and sort of how that works. So is that the idea that, like, if you and I are friends and I play my game and I may not be online when you're in the game world, does a car sort of drive like me? Like, how does that work? Okay.
So this is a way of using cloud-powered processing. Every time you're racing, multiplayer, single player, hot lapping, whenever you're racing, we are going to upload a whole lot of data about the decisions you made. How did you pass people? You know, did you cut corners? Were you dirty? Did you run people over? And by getting that information, it's a lot of data. We upload that, and the cloud just crunches it down into a profile for you. It learns. It's actually a Bayesian learning network. It's a neural network. I love science. Sorry.
Bayesian? What is that? A Bayesian?
Bayesian. It's a type of machine learning.
Bayesian,
sorry.
We like to learn here. Bayesian. No, that's great. So it'll learn who you are, build a profile.
Exactly. And then whenever you log in, my friends, my family, and also different drive-avatars from around the world, people I don't even know, are put into my game, so the data is downloaded. And it means every game is totally different. You never know what you're going to get. And you can also override it with difficulty settings. So you can choose from the harder profile, you can choose from the easier profile, but it means you're going to see cars going 3 abreast, you're going to see cars being dirty, driving clean. They don't just line follow. It's not like the AI you see in a traditional racing.
So the AI in many ways is powered by other humans or other players. Absolutely. Who sort of become the AI now.
Absolutely, and we've been using the term end of AI. Obviously, it's still in the same classification.
The end of AI?
Yeah, exactly.
It's over? Well, powered by human energy, as they said back in the day. I think that was a Jay Allard or Peter Moore line back in the day.
Well, I won't go that far. But what I will say is that it really does look different. So when you're playing in single player, it really does look like multiplayer.
Okay. Yeah, no, so obviously you've got, and this is, you're going through, tell us about this level and sort of what we're seeing here.
Yeah, so we debuted a new track. This is Prague, and we went on site to Prague, captured this beautiful city, and the hope was this sort of environment really show off the capabilities of the Xbox One and our all-new physics engine, or sorry, all-new graphics engine. So this is built from the ground up, 1080p, native, 60 frames per second, show off the great materials. So all over the car, all over this world, we have thousands and thousands of material. And so we've now turned simulation into not only about physics, but also about simulating light. So it's subsurface scattering, which we've heard about before with scanning the light. Now it's actually having 3 layers of paint on the car. So there's a fleck layer, there's a clear coat layer. You get all the little imperfections that show up in the real world are now brought to life inside of the game.
Now, I know a lot of gamers online have been wondering about, this powered by the cloud, what was that going to mean, and they're all concerned, obviously, about, the online capabilities or requirements of Xbox. So you're saying the cloud really is used to power the AI in this game. That's the big sort of feature that you think is going to... Does it change how you play because it feels more real? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it changes how you play in a couple of key ways. Every time you log in, you get to see what your drive-atar was doing against the world. You get some in-game credits. And so you kind of get this feeling the world's alive. And you also get a little bit of, like water cooler talk with your friends. I was racing last night and you came online. Man, you're running me off the road. You can kind of have that happen even though it was not multiplayer. But also using the cloud to crunch incredible amounts of data and also offload all of that from the console. So we can use even more of the console for graphics, for physics, for all the cutting edge stuff we do. So it's not that it's the microscopic decisions. This is for the low latency, just data crunching, big data out there in the cloud.
So is there going to be a mode of this game where you can sort of play it even if you're offline within that 24 hours, or you're always going to have to be connected now because of that drive-atar?
Yeah, you can completely play it in the in offline as well. What we do is we download new profiles, new sets of drive-atars when you log in. And if you're offline, we don't download new ones, but of course we still have the ones that are cached.
Yeah, well, you guys have done an amazing job with this franchise, certainly visually and with gameplay. Let me ask you, everyone always wonders with a driving game, the best way to control it. Are you guys going to introduce a new steering wheel, or what can we see sort of for a functionalities perspective in that regard?
Yeah, actually there is a new wheel. It's Thrustmasters, and it's going to be actually in the demo, or sorry, on the floor. It's something that's going to be playable by people. It's still in kind of beta form, so it doesn't have its final look and form factor. But man, it's got a lot of power. It's a very, very powerful wheel.
So it's an Xbox One, a new wheel for Xbox One.
It is.
All right, well,
And it's taking advantage of all the great new things we've done in physics too.
Right.
We're not talking about all those yet. In fact, not all of them are even in the demo yet. We're still working on a lot of those.
Yeah.
But it's a new box. There's more power, and we always want to be on the cutting edge of simulation. And in essence, saying that simulation doesn't need to be on the PC.
Right.
It's on Xbox One.
All right, well, it looks phenomenal. Great visuals. This is Prague, but I'm sure there are many other cities you visited as well that we'll find out about in the months and weeks ahead, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Dan, thank you so much for the first look at
you.
Forza 5. That will be on stage, was on stage at the briefing. It'll be in the booth at Microsoft. We'll be able to check it out there.